Hey guys, it's Nick and welcome to another video. We've all seen the very logical explanations of why investing is going to make you rich. They usually say, if you just invest $100 a month for 45 years, you'll be a millionaire. We even have the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett, shouting from the rooftops about it.
Pointed out that if you'd put $10,000 in an index fund that reinvested dividends, and I paused for a moment to let the audience try and guess how much it amount to, and it would come to $51 million.
More on this later. Then furthered in the media with fancy charts with instructions on dollar cost averaging, index buying, and holding for long-term strategies. Just look at how much money you can have. But hiding beneath all the idolised quotes and compound interest charts are 5 very inconvenient truths, which unsurprisingly don't make it into the articles. Let's take a look. But before jumping into the video, please consider making a blood sacrifice to the YouTube algorithm. The robot god accepts sacrifices in the form of liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you do decide to sacrifice yourself, then please let me know in the comments below. You hear both of these words all the time, but not together. We need to talk about compound interest's ugly sister, compounding inflation. Your cash is a termite infestation. It's not just in your wallet or your purse, who am I to judge? It's also in your low interest bank account. It's even ramping up the price of that Ferrari you've been staring at a poster of since you were 12. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's actively encouraged by your government and governments around the world. Each year, the government targets an inflation rate of around 2 to 2.5%, which means your money is worth much less per year. And if that's not bad enough, the inflation compounds. We all know that compounding is powerful. Even Einstein harped on about how great and powerful compounding was. Sadly, it's just as powerful force for good as well as evil. Let's go back to see what Warren said before.
Pointed out that if you'd put $10,000 in an index fund that reinvested dividends.
The year he's referring to is 1942, when we would have invested our £10,000. Compound inflation means that is equivalent to 160 grand today to invest into index funds. Who's got 160 grand lying around right now? Let's also look at the CNBC article. Yes, we'd have £1 million in 45 years, but once we've taken compound inflation into consideration, our £1 million would have the same purchasing power as 350 grand today, a long way off 1 million. The question is, do you want to be a today's millionaire or a future millionaire? Remember, one day the average salary will eventually be $1 million. God forbid to think how much your poster Ferrari will cost. Just invest for 45 years and you're rich. If you live forever, then this would be really easy, but sadly we're all leaving this earth sooner rather than later, so we better get started on that 45-year journey. But what age can you reasonably start investing by? Let's consider a few things first. The average salary of somebody in their 20s, and to clarify that's anywhere between the age of 20 to 29, is around about £23,000 a year. It's not a lot to play with, but it's nothing to be sniffed at either. You should easily be able to save up £100 a month, right? Well, there's some potentially weighty commitments to come up in your 20s. Let's look at 3 of the biggest costly barriers you need to probably overcome first. 1. Weddings. About 1 in 2 you're going to get married, which is most likely going to happen in your 20s. Congratulations on your big day, but commiserations to your wallet. The average wedding costs a whopping £32,000, so you better start saving for that, or even worse, put it all on a credit card which you'll be saddled with for much, much longer. 2. Home ownership. How about buying your first house? The average house price is now $250,000, over 10 times your average salary. With the 10% deposit, you're going to need at least £25,000. That's £208 per month for 10 years. No wonder the average age for your first home is now 34. So while you're saving half of your first deposit for your first home, you're expected to shell out to invest in your favourite ETF. Ouch. 3. Kids. They cost a lot of money. Recent findings show that kids cost as much as £10,000 a year from the age of 0 to 18. Whether it's actually forking out for them or as lost income. And that's if you have one. Most people have at least 2. Again, you're saving for a house, keeping food on the table for your new family, and then investing. Ooh. So, where are you meant to fit in these 45 years of saving? Even if you want to retire at the average age of 67, you need to start investing by at least 22. A lot easier said than done when you've got 3 of life's biggest financial tasks all going on at the same time. Good luck to you. Right, Nick, I've factored in compound inflation, having kids, weddings, getting my first home. What next? Death. Death is next on our list, and we're only at number 3. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you're between the ages of 20 and 30, so let's go in the middle, 25. Great news, your life expectancy is 79 or 83, depending on your gender. But let's assume you have a Y chromosome, so you've got about 54 years left on this planet. Nice. Over half a century. Sounds plenty. Are you sure? We all like to think we're going to get at least average, but not all of us do. Want to know the odds of you not making it to 65? Just over 1 in 6. And 1 in 4 of us won't even make it to the age of 79. I don't know about you, but that's extremely scary. A lifetime of doing off 45 years of investing just to be snatched away. Don't get me wrong, you've got partners, kids, grandkids, and even the government will benefit from it. But is this built into your millionaire plan? Dying. How might dying change your investment plans? Right, Nick, you slapped me with death and there's at least 2 more. Right, I promise you there's only one of the next 2 which are bad. Sorry to be the messenger. Healthy life expectancy. We've just talked about living, but the only requirement for that is that your heart hasn't stopped beating. So is that really the best measure? Now let's look at the quality of your life. Hope you sat down for this one. We need to talk about your healthy life expectancy. This means at what age you're likely to live without an illness or a disease. So we're talking about heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, all those horrible things in life. Are you ready to know the average age of a healthy life expectancy? It's only 63. I'm not even messing around. How upsetting is that? You're more likely to have an illness or disease before you hit retirement than not. This has to be a joke, right? Just think about the last time you were ill. How did you feel? Did you ever lie there and think, geez, I wish I had more money right now? Probably not. You're probably sat there thinking how naive I was for not being more grateful when I wasn't ill. I don't know about you, but my plans aren't based on having chronic back pain, getting in and out of the scissor doors on my brand new Ferrari. But I'm going to beat the market. Good luck with that, mate. Not only do you have all the above points against you, you now have the law of averages against you if you decide to take that path. There have been countless studies on why it's incredibly unlikely that this is possible. Morningstar often look at the performance of active investors versus passive investors, and the research findings look something like this. The latest 10-year study they did, looking at the time period between June 2009 to June 2019, showed that only 14% of active funds beat the cheapest indexes. So if you do decide to take that path, you're very likely to fall even short of that £1 million mark. Before you point out countless examples to me, I've got a video plan for the future to show you how some people do it, but it's all not what it seems. What's your financial plan? Let me know in the comment section below. If you made it this far, then a massive thank you from me. And if you enjoyed this video, then why not check out some of my other videos? I do regular updates on my Vanguard account performance, but then I also do other videos on looking at how to make additional income outside your 9 to 5, so why not take a look? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.